Hello, welcome back. It's finally spring. We see the leaves are coming out and there's some green. I'm super excited because I live a bit more north now, and so the summer comes a little bit later. So I'm really happy that it's finally showing some growth. So I know that while we enter into spring, everyone is, thinking of their body and weight loss and like detoxing and everything like this. So I wanted to do a quick video about that. So when your body is under any kind of stress, so that could be an emotional stress, it could be a mental stress, or what we often overlook is a physical stress, such as an infection or food sensitivities or some kind of disease process happening in the body. Those would be a physical stress on the body. And these physical stresses really impact our detox mechanisms, our repair mechanisms, our ability to absorb and utilize nutrients properly. Obviously, they impact our energy, our immune system, our hormones, everything. So the best way to do kind of a full detox, quote unquote, or a full kind of support of your body's systems is to identify and eliminate these physical, emotional, and mental stressors. So that sounds very simple and easy, and it can be, but you need to know which ones to focus on. So that's what I want to fill you in on, and I just want to give you a view of this beautiful lake so that you can decrease your mental stress, because that's important too. So when you are embarking on this process of figuring out what is imbalanced in the body, how to best support it, what I would suggest is starting with an MRT test. So this is a mediator release test, and what it measures are the mediators released by your immune cells that cause inflammation and a very big stress response in the body when your immune system is exposed to certain foods and chemicals. Now, this test is different than your typical IgG tests or allergy tests because allergies are usually noticeable. You eat a peanut and you start getting, a closing of your throat or itchy eyes or something like this. That's an allergy. It's obvious. Usually you don't really need to test for that. But these food sensitivities, these non-allergy hypersensitivities, are often very difficult to address and identify because they don't cause an immediate and obvious response like that. What they do is release these mediators from the immune system that cause inflammation and tissue damage and disruption of the hormones and all of these things, and without you really noticing until you have a bunch of this going on over time and you don't know what's wrong and you don't know what's causing it. So that's the first step, and it's very beneficial in just giving the body a good reset and a good opportunity to regulate itself, which is what you want to do in every circumstance. Now, after you do this test, what can appear is an indication of some kind of a dysbiosis or bacterial infection or something that also needs to be addressed. So that can be determined by looking at what types of symptoms improve and which ones don't improve, and having a health professional like myself be able to look at those and determine, okay, we've emptied out we've cleaned up the windshield. That's what we call it. We call MRT the windshield wiper. We've cleaned off the biggest chunks on the windshield. Now we have these small little things left over. What does that mean? What else can we do to support you? That could include some natural antibacterials. It might include some digestive enzymes. It might include an herb to help you deal with work stress. There's various things that you can do to help support your body. But what I find is that if you go for those in the first place without addressing the inflammation and this perpetual damage and stress that's being caused in the body's cells and organs and systems, these supplements and things might have a small impact, but they don't last. They don't give you the results that you want. They're not as effective as they could be. And so you really need to address the underlying cause first, and then you can help it on its way after. That's what I found to be the most effective. I used to be a dietitian, and so I used to go in and look at diet and nutrition first and foremost. But what I discovered is that that really didn't get to the underlying cause in most cases, because even if you have a nutrient deficiency, which a lot of people do, why? Why do you have a deficiency? Why isn't your digestive tract working well? Why aren't you absorbing and digesting and absorbing your nutrients properly and using them in the body properly? So there's always an underlying cause. You want to go as deep as possible to get to those underlying causes and work your way back up. So that would be the advice that I have. The other way, or one, I guess I should say, one tool recently that I've found to be very effective is called individualized microcurrent frequency. So this is a device, I don't have it on me, but it's a device that generates individualized microcurrent frequencies that are created and generated according to the feedback provided by your body. So, for example, everything is frequency. It basically just means energy. At our basic part, our atoms, our electrons, our cells, all of the components within the cells, they all work on energy. That's just the basis of the world that we live in. And so what better way to manipulate and create a healthy environment for those cells and for our body and for our organs and our organ systems than to get right down to the building blocks of who we are and what everything is, which is energy, and start manipulating at that level. So I recently got a device, it's called Healy, and I can send you more information about that. There's scientific literature on it. It's been approved in Canada and other countries as a class 2 medical device. So there is definitely a backing to it. There's research that's been conducted. It's amazing, and it's really another way that I've found, other than the MRT test, to get down into the cells, down into the building blocks, and really support the body from a very, very deep level. And when you do that, you see amazing results, not only in one area, such as your intestinal health or your hormone health or some other area that would be addressed by one medication or one supplement or something like this, but it improves everything. It improves everything at the same time. Your mental state, your emotional state. It helps with pretty much everything that you can think of. So let me know if you would like some information on that. I'm happy to send a separate video. Actually, I'll include a video to that in the description of this one so that you can watch that if you want. And I wish you a beautiful, happy day.